Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Midweek Pause. Here we just take a little time to stop and allow ourselves to reset in order to have a little bit better day. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about gravity and what we can do about it. So, of course, gravity is the force that pulls us toward the center of the earth. And we, as humans, because we're thinking beings, can think ourselves away from gravity. We can get a sense of going up away from gravity that will lengthen our muscles, that will lighten our load in a way, make us feel less tension, and give us a chance to create more space in the body for easier breathing. And so let's begin. I'm going to go back and stand. You can do this seated as well, but I'm going to step away from the screen and stand. Now, I have a chair here just because sometimes it's a nice idea to give yourself something stable as you're exploring where you are in space. It just gives you a grounding point. So I'm simply going to begin with the feet. And I think it's a little easier to do this with my feet pointing toes away. It's possible to do it with the heels pointing away, but I think it's a little harder to balance that way. So think about the feet being solid on the floor. So the ball of the foot is in contact with the floor, and the heel is in contact with the floor. And that outside of the foot leading up to the little toe is also in contact with the floor. So you have a nice solid foundation. The ankles really are the next bendy part of the body. And so you can just check in. Ankles are often pretty tense, more tension there than we really think about. So just allow your ankles to move. That will probably also move the knees a little and also move the hip joint a bit. So in the end, we want those to line up, to sort of stack up a little bit on top of each other. And then we want to think about this part of the body, the pelvic girdle, and that's the bottom of the torso. So if you think about the ankles and the knees and the hip joints lining up, and then just settle the back of the sit bones so that they can go down. And sometimes that requires a little bending and wiggling, but just let those release. So that's the part of the body that's supporting. So from here, we can come up from the rib cage and simply send a sense of up the whole rib cage up to the shoulder girdle, and then the head can balance on top. So as you're balancing that head up there, think about a little yes nod and a little no shake, and don't let your chin up too high or let it down too low. Just let it sit right there on the top of the spine. And so as you're standing, feel the feet, but from the ankles, begin to think up. Let it have a sense of going up through the calves and up through the thighs and up through the pelvis to the rib cage, up to the shoulders, and then right up out the top of the head. And you might want to take this for a little walk, but I hope this sense of up has released a little tension and allowed you to have a little more ease in how you approach gravity. You don't have to let it pull you down. Have a great day.